What's poppin', everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over Terapagos EX with Dusknoir. We're actually going to be covering over the exact same list that my teammate Josh Frink placed first out of over 300 players with. So the deck is certified great. Terapagos being able to get that large bench, using Dusknoir to get that extra damage output, even though you're offering up prize cards, that might just allow you to force a Briar on your opponent. And of course using Pidgeot EX with those rare candies that we've already included for Dusknoir to make our life a lot easier searching everything out. This video is going to be a certified banger. Hopefully you enjoy it. List is available in the description. Give this video a like, share, and subscribe to the Shuffle Squad channel. Let's jump into the deck list. Here's the Terapagos EX deck list, and again, list is available in the description. We're able to use Terapagos' attack, and basically we want to have a large bench. We have that area 0 underdepths that allows us to get up to 8 Pokemon on our bench, meaning that with a double turbo energy, we're hitting for 220 damage with Terapagos EX. We can use Noctowl that we can search out Hoothoot and Noctowl with Fan Rotom to be able to search for all of the different pieces. So we can use Colress's Tenacity, search out a double turbo energy, search out that area 0 underdepths, and then start to get our other Pokemon like Duskull, Pidgey on our bench. A rare candy away is a Dusknoir or a Pidgeot EX to either search whatever you want and or place some damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. That is going to come at the cost of a prize card, but if we strategically place our damage counters, we should be able to knock out multiple Pokemon, really having some big turns, or turning that 220 plus 13 to make it enough damage to knock out even a powerful opponent, such as a Charizard EX. So there's a lot of really cool cards going on here. We have Briar that might be able to draw us extra prize cards. We have Prime Catcher to bring up whatever we want. And between Noctowl and Pidgeot, we have our whole deck available in our hands. So I'm really excited to kind of showcase what this deck can do on PTCG Live. If there's any of the cards that you need in real life, you can check out our sponsor at Kayfabe Cards. We have that in the description. Or if you want to pick up these cards to play online, you could open some packs from PTCGLstore.com. And we have our code TSS5, so if you want to buy some codes, that's how you can craft some cards with credits and build whatever decks you want. Being said, let's jump into some gameplay, see exactly what this deck is made of. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call this coin flip, and I want to go first. I think we won the coin flip. I chose tails, right? Yeah, we want to go first because if you go second, you can't use Terapagos on your first turn, meaning we can attack with Terapagos with Unified Beatdown if we go first with this deck. We can't attack on our first turn, but it's the closest path to being able to attack quicker. I know it sounds confusing. Basically, if we go second, our opponent gets more turns with energies, attacks, stuff like that. So we are going to go ahead and I don't see a reason not to start with Terapagos. So let's get our bench set up. Let's get everything ready. And I think what I want to start off with is going Fan Rotom, utilizing Fan Rotom. And Fan Rotom to me is one of the most confusing cards in the game. So you can use it only on your first turn and only one fan call. You can search for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. That's not just basics, that's also evolution. So we can grab out Noctowl as well. So we're going to go ahead and grow Hoothoot. Maybe we'll go Hoothoot, Pidgey, Noctowl. That might actually be the wave. And we're just going to double check through our deck. One thing that I've done, I know a lot of people have been like, Zach, I don't know if I like all the bling cards you have. I mean, I just use bling to highlight some of the key cards in the deck, so it's a lot easier to search out compared to the other cards. So if you see any of the cards that are highlighted with gold or an alt art or anything, those cards might be a little bit more. I forgot to do area 0 underdepths, but that card also would have been highlighted had I had a chance. So let's put Noctowl down. Let's put Pidgey down. Let's put Duskull down. And I think what I want to search for with this other piece is just going to be Nest Ball searching for another Hoothoot, allowing me to kind of get out whatever I want. So we should be good to do whatever we want next turn, and maybe even draw more than one prize card because of the whole Duskull line. And depending on whatever our opponent does, we can really see, maybe it's a Charizard deck that we're playing against. Okay, so it's a Dreepy deck. We could go Noctowl for Rare Candy Featherball that search out Pidgeots. Like, we're actually, like, dangerously close to knocking out our opponent's Dreepy, and really just taking out their entire board. The Iono is going to change up everything for us, so we can't prepare for things like that. But we might be able to get more. Okay, they did get out triple Dreepy, so it's now not possible for us to go after Dreepy. And we're going to have to also bump this with Area 0 as well. So let's start going over this. When it comes out to anything, first things first, I'm going Ultra Ball, discarding Pidgey, and I think we're going to have to discard the Dusclops, I think. And this is going to grab us out our Noctowl. Noctowl is going to mean that we are able to attack here. So let's go ahead and go Noctowl. Noctowl is going to search out for any 2 item cards that we want. So in terms of item cards, I want to go for Rare Candy. We already have the Feather Ball. The Feather Ball is going to be able to search out our Pidgeot EX. And that means that we could search out our Double Turbo. Maybe we just want to go ahead and grab Area 0 Underdepths, because that's going to be allowing us to attack. Let's go Feather Ball. Feather Ball, search for the Pidgeots. And let's go Rare Candy, Pidgeots. Let's bump the Area 0 so we're able to kind of attack here now. And here's where things might get tricky for us. So we have our quick search, and I don't want to like necessarily deal with like knocking out the Dreepy or not knocking out the Dreepy. Kind of wish I had that that Dusclops again now. Now I can go Noctowl. Noctowl searches for we could use Noctowl to search for some of the pieces that we want. I think what I'm going to end up searching for is probably a Jet Energy. I could go for Chloris Tenacity. I'd rather keep that in the deck right now. Let's go Jet Energy, and we'll actually attack with our single prize card Pokemon, our Fan Rotom. So let's go Fan Rotom there. And just in case our opponent does find a way to knock out this Terapagos or anything like that, I am going to put this Terapagos down. I am going to put this Duskull down. And I'm going to attack for 70. So as long as there's a stadium in play, totally see how this camera... There we go. Should be totally able to kind of go through here. Gotta love a loose cable, everyone. It's so swag. Appreciate it. So not the huge turn that we're looking for, but offering up a single prize card Pokemon in this case can be huge for us. And we'll see whatever our opponent decides to do. Like, we have our Pidgeot set up, we have double Duskull set up, and our opponent would have to go like Rare Candy Pidgeots, Rare Candy Dragapults, and then proceed to do anything else. So I think we're okay here to a certain degree. And I know that some lists are running 1 or 2 of these. I'm hoping that our opponent only runs 1, so that our Area 0 is just kind of alive throughout the rest of the game. Okay, things are looking pretty good. I don't know if our opponent, did they did use Flip the Script, okay. To flip the script, I didn't see the little red arrow at first. So, looks like they're probably going to at least be able to get out the Rare Candy Pidgeots. Hopefully we're able to just kind of overcome things. If they just take out a single prize card, I mean, I guess they'll take out double prize cards if they end up able to attack. But we can just respawn back and knock out their Dragapults next turn. So if they also need an, I mean, I guess they have the energy, so they'd also have to have, okay. This is exactly what we were looking at. So there's the Earthen Vessel. Okay. So we should be able to catch up and draw some extra prize cards. I think our opponent's going to be able to draw 2 prize cards here. when it comes down to it. We just have to be a little bit careful when it comes to knocking out our opponent's Pokemon. Maybe we could have gone for a little bit more of an aggressive last turn, but that Iono did kind of shake us up a little bit. Yeah, they when your opponent quite literally has everything. Another Pokemon League headquarters. Okay, in this case, this is the first card to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't get rid of a Duskull. I can't get rid of Pidgeot. I think I have to just get rid of a Terapagos, unfortunately. Luckily, we have the Area 0 in our hands so that we could have that huge bench, attack into this Dragapult, and then we'll be quite fine. And they should just really be knocking out a Duskull here. But we'll see how they decide to go. Yeah, so there's the double knockout on them. Not really, like, this could be a little bit tough when it comes down to it, but let's go ahead and send up our, I was going to say Terapagos. Let's send up Pidgeot, because free retreat over everything, y'all. Did get a switch, so I think before we do anything, I want to go Nest Ball, and the card that I want to go for is the Fezandipiti. And before I play anything, I just want to go for Fezandipiti, see what we can get. That's a Colress's Tenacity. You want to know what? This is almost everything that we need to kind of just respond back with the knockouts. Now, I do think our opponent can actually respond back and attack again. And that's going to be a tough one for us to deal with. So let's go ahead and use Colress's Tenacity. Let's grab these two. We're going to need this. We're going to need a full bench, y'all. So let's go Jewel Seeker. Jewel Seeker is going to be able to grab a rare candy somehow. So let's go rare candy, and Buddy Poffin I think makes a lot of sense when it comes to the cards that we have left. So let's grab a Hoothoot and a Duskull. Hoothoot and Duskull. Right now this is us hitting for it's 30 for each of your benched Pokemon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 180, 160, 160 plus 290. May not be able to get there. I think what I'm going to have to go for is so maybe we shouldn't have grabbed the rare candy. That's definitely something that we could have changed up a little bit. We can hit for 190, so we're hitting for 220, 240, 220. You want to know what? Let's just deal with that once we get there. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, I gotta choose something here. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and go Ultra Ball, discarding our Switch and our Area 0. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab this. We are gonna be able to go Rare Candy. I'm just going to retreat here into our Terapagos so we're able to attack. Right now we're hitting for 160, so not quite enough. Do I think there's a world where I could just bring something up? They're just going to retreat and attack back. So if I attack here and just don't get it, it doesn't matter. So I should probably just be knocking out something. Let's go Counter Catcher. I'm just gonna knock out a Dracloak. Really not like my favorite, not really my favorite gameplay, but let's go for a Unified Breakdown. So sometimes you can miss, and sometimes you can miss sequence and like get your benched on. The biggest thing that's tough when it comes to playing this deck, and I mean we'll go over that in a bit, is when you use your Dusknoir, you are taking Pokemon away from your bench. And since we already have the double turbo to attack with Unified Beatdown, we're already down 20 damage. So that's really where like my brain is like, I'm getting cooked, y'all. The new Pokedad here is it's like doing plus damage and doing minus damage is kind of tough. And maybe just roast me in the comments, y'all. You got this. But I think this is like really what shows how well this deck can be, and I think it's a really great build. And this is a gameplay where at least if I'm not playing the best, or if there's areas where we're addressing where I may have missed or may have grabbed another card or could have grabbed another card, that maybe, just maybe, there was more opportunities to see success here. So, I mean, I think the biggest issue that we have is our opponent's going to hit for 200, knock out the Duskull, and then if we pop the Dusknoir, we basically lose the game. That's going to be our biggest issue here. But you want to know what? I think I kind of have an idea. If we pop the Dusknoir, and if our opponent does, they're going to knock out the Dusknoir and the Duskull. Oh, they're going to knock out the Fezandipiti and the Duskull. Maybe the Fezandipiti and the Hootoots? So this does play around their Briar play. Which is quite unfortunate that they're going to be able, like, I mean, it makes sense that that's exactly how they decide to go about this. Let's go ahead, and I mean, they're only a boss away. I mean, sometimes they only play one boss when it comes to the deck. I'm going to send up the Pidgeot, and then I'm going to decide how I want to deal with this. You just retreat and get it. So I think what I have to do is I have to bring up something. So when it comes to knocking out one of their Pokemon, I think what I need to do is I need to knock out, or I need to bring up something like, can I get 4 Pokemon on my bench? Let's go ahead and bring up Rotom, just like, and I'd rather bring up the Fezandipiti for what it's worth. I have to put Pokemon on my bench, and I don't think that's super much a possibility. Do I have another rare candy? I just have to hope that our opponent doesn't have boss, and at this point we just need more cards, so it's going to be quite tough. Like, we're losing a large portion of our hands. Okay. $130. Then we add 30 fruit, so I need 2 more. I don't think we're going to be able to get there, unfortunately, right? Like, we can get the knockout for sure, because we have nothing else available in our deck. But I can't protect our Dusclops. And our opponent, who only plays 6 energies, has 1, 2, 3, 4, with 1 prize card left, definitely has 1 in their hand or not. I think maybe I can grab a Night Stretcher to use our Fezandipiti if we're lucky. So let's use Fez and hope that we, like, because this brings us to the 190 that we need. Let's hope that we can get something that can protect this Duskull. And unfortunately, we are going to find ourselves in a position where we did not get the rare candy, we did not get the Night Stretcher. And I mean, I think our opponent could probably just have it. So in this case, we're just going to go ahead and attack for Unified Beatdown. Hope our opponent somehow misses the Duskull play that's on board. Really bringing this where it's like 1 turn away. You can't, like, and if anyone's wondering why did I not use Dusknoir, the reason why we did not use Dusknoir is because we literally would lose the game on the spot. It's not like we're bringing it to a sudden death situation or anything else like that. Now our opponent's just going to go for the Phantom Dive, knocking this out, putting the 6 onto, or not knocking this out, 200 on the active, putting the 6 on the Duskull. So Not our greatest game, but certainly showcases a lot of what this deck can do, which I think is quite interesting. And we lost the game by 1 prize card. Just 1 turn, 1 knockout. So pretty close across the board. I'll take that loss. Opponent played great, and our deck set up pretty decently. Maybe I could have made some different choices, but other than that, it's really kind of how this deck functions sometimes. That's what we got going on for Terapagos EX with Dusknoir and Pidgeot. I think it's really one of those decks where I need to get some more reps in as I continue to kind of play through this format. But I think that's one of the things that makes this deck difficult, is there's a lot of moving pieces. You have a lot of power of choice. If we look towards previous formats, for anyone who's been playing for a minute or anyone who's just interested, decks that played both Drizzile and Inteleon from Sword and Shield were more difficult decks because they quite often had a bit of choice involved with them. You were able to kind of take those moments and think about the plays that you're supposed to make. When that PTCG live clock is kind of coming down on you, you're like, okay, how am I supposed to get this knockout? How am I supposed to make this happen? Unfortunately, Duskull is not particularly safe from any of our opponents' Dragapult EX. So that's how it's going to go today. We don't always win them all. I usually try to showcase winners, but we did showcase some really awesome gameplay, and for that, I'm always happy about. If you're ever trying to up your game, by all means, hit me up for some coaching on Metafy. I offer coaching to help players kind of get from any level of gameplay up into a potential world champion. I've helped out a few of those along the way, alongside with a handful of everyone else in between. Totally love to help you on your journey. But other than that, feel free to join my Discord server in the description. Check out our sponsors, and I appreciate all y'all for tuning in all the way up until this point. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.